both Meta's explanation and the circumstances that led to the video's removal. Meta representatives and concerned officials may be summoned to provide an explanation. Sources have added. Well, the video was uploaded on July 23rd and featured Prime Minister Modi's message to Gen Z during the student protests organized by the Cockroach Janata Party. Before it was restored, users in India were shown a notice saying the video had been withheld in the region following a legal request. In fact, let's take a look now at some reports of Meta's wrongdoing as well. What are some recent cases as well in which Meta has come into controversy? All right, well, this is the first big instance. Meta disregarded its own research on teen harm. Tennessee has told a jury. Nearly every state in the US had filed claims against Meta of its platform's alleged impact on children. And this, of course, was something that the attorneys for the US state of Tennessee had told a jury in Nashville, that Meta platform's leadership had disregarded internal research about its Instagram platform's impact on teenagers as the company sought to maximize profit from young users. So that's, of course, what happened during a trial in the US. Meanwhile, protect yourself from Meta's latest attack on privacy. This is what the Electronic Frontier Foundation had published while saying that researchers caught Meta using an egregious new tracking technique to spy on you. Exploring a technical loophole, the company was able to have their apps snoop on users web browsing. This tracking technique stands out for its flagrant disregard of core security protection, which is built into phones and browsers. So that again was something that obviously did cause alarm. Okay, meanwhile, Meta covered up potential child harms is something that whistleblowers also had claimed. Yes, two former Meta safety researchers, in fact, went on to tell a US Senate committee that the social media giant covered up potential harms to children stemming from its virtual reality products. They also alleged, in fact, that the company told in-house researchers to avoid work that could produce evidence of harm from its VR products and productions to children. So that's something, again, that whistleblowers had alleged earlier. Remember what happened with Cambridge Analytica? Well, Meta settled that Cambridge Analytica, in fact, a scandal case for an amount of $725 million. Facebook owner Meta agreed to pay $725 million. It's about 600 million pounds to settle legal action over a data breach linked to political consultancy firm Cambridge Analytica. Again, a big storm that the company had found itself in. Meta AI also lets people create deep fakes from other users' Instagram photos without explicit consent. This again has been a charge raised against the company. Meta's new Muse AI can generate realistic images based on public Instagram images, including images of many celebrities and public figures as well, something that can be used for deep fakes too. Meta's Facebook algorithm proactively promoted violence against the Rohingyas. New Amnesty International report, in fact, asserted, yes, in a report, Amnesty had said that Facebook's algorithms proactively amplified anti-Rohingya content and alleged that Meta ignored civilians and other activists' pleas to curb hate mongering on the social media platform while profiting from increased engagement. They also said that there was an inability of Facebook to crack down on such content. Meanwhile, India had ordered Meta to remove ads which promoted child sexual abuse. The Indian government directed Meta to immediately disable advertisements and content on Instagram that promoted or facilitated child sexual abuse material. In fact, also seeking an explanation at that time on how advertisements containing such material were ever allowed on the platform in the first place. So these, of course, are some previous instances where Meta has found itself in trouble. Manohar Kestri is joining us for more on this story. Manohar, reportedly the government is taking this matter very seriously. Sources tell us that Meta has apologized to the Union government over what happened with Prime Minister Modi's video being withheld for some time. Manohar, are you being able to hear me?
Yes,
Manohar, I was trying to ask you on Meta reportedly offering an apology to the government. Is that correct? Sources are telling us that.
देखिए बिल्कुल, लेकिन सरकार ने जिस तरह से मेटा को फटकार लगाई है और जो सोर्सेज बता रहे हैं, सरकार ने साफ तौर से मेटा को कह दिया कि आपको भारत में काम करने के लिए क्यों दिया जाए, क्यों आपको भारत में अलाउ किया जाए, क्योंकि ऐसा पहला वाक्य नहीं है। प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी का वीडियो कुछ देर के लिए ब्लॉक कर देना और सोशल मीडिया पे वायरल हुआ, लोग फेसबुक में उन्हें नहीं देख पा रहे थे। हालांकि मेटा की ओर से क्लेरिफिकेशन दिया गया, उसके स्पोक्स पर्सन ने इस बात को कहा कि तकनीकी खराबी की वजह से हुआ था, बाद में तोड़ी। लेकिन सरकार ने बुला करके जबरदस्त मेटा की क्लास ली है, और क्योंकि ऐसा पहला वाक्य नहीं है। अब देखिए, जहाँ तक डिफेक्ट का मामला है, डिफेक्ट किस तरह से वायरल हुआ, आप पीयूष गोयल का देख लीजिए। हालांकि पीयूष गोयल ने FIR दर्ज कराई है कि पार्लियामेंट के अंदर जो बाइट उन्होंने दी और उसका ऑडियो मॉक कर दिया, फिर PM का भी ऑडियो मॉक करके डिफेक्ट का वीडियो चलाएगा। ये सब सारी चीजें चला रही है, इसे ब्लॉक नहीं किया जा रहा है। प्रधानमंत्री का जो वीडियो है उसको ब्लॉक कर दिया जा रहा है। तो ऐसे में सरकार पूरी तरह से एग्रेसिव हुई और उसके बाद ही मेटा को बैकफुट पे आना पड़ा है और सोर्सेज के हवाले से उन्हें माफी मांगनी पड़ी। जी
जी बिल्कुल मनोहर, ये पहला ऐसा वाकया नहीं है जब मेटा कंट्रोवर्सी में आई है। चाहे भारत की बात करें या विश्व की बात करें, तो पहले भी चुनौतियां और कंट्रोवर्सीज रही हैं मेटा के लिए।
देखिए बिल्कुल, अभी कुछ दिन पहले ही आप देखिए, जो चाइल्ड अब्यूज का मामला था, सेक्सुअल अब्यूज जो चाइल्ड का हो रहा था, उसके तमाम वीडियोस डाले सरकार ने, उसके भी उनसे जवाब तलब किया था। तो ऐसी स्थिति में लगातार मेटा जो है, भारत के तहत जो कानून है, IT एक्ट है, इसके तहत लगातार उल्लंघन करते हुए पाया गया और लगातार सरकार ने तलब भी किया उसे, बीच बीच में उनकी क्लास भी लगाई गई। और अब ये सबसे बड़ा वाकया हुआ कि प्रधानमंत्री जैन जी के साथ संबोधित करते हैं, वीडियो डालते हैं और उनका वीडियो कुछ देर के लिए ब्लॉक हो जाता है। तो ऐसे में सरकार ने अपना कड़ा रुख अपनाना है।
All right, Radhalakshmi Joshi, political analyst, also joins us now on the broadcast. Radhalakshmi Joshi, the government is taking this matter very seriously. We are told by our sources, even though Meta has offered an apology on what transpired with PM's video.
Hello there. This is extremely concerning because it is surprising. Meta claims there was some technical glitch due to which the PM's video was blocked, and that too a very sensitive video which was appealing for peace and saying, that the students will definitely get justice, and he was talking about how there is going to be an improvement in the system. So this is a very important video, and just imagine such a video is technically blocked. I mean, that is unbelievable. Uday, what I find even more concerning is the fact that nowadays you have so many videos. Now, especially you must have seen there was this misleading video which was attributed to Union Minister Piyush Goyal, and which was circulated, and it was creating a lot of unrest among students. So these kind of videos are getting platforms, while the actual video that should have got prominence was getting blocked. So this is something very concerning. And just imagine that if the government takes any objection or takes action against these social media platforms, then again that can lead to huge unrest among the youth. Like, I think that these people exactly want a Nepal kind of a situation, where there was this situation where the government in Nepal was taking action against the social media platforms for not following government norms, for not following their rules. And that is why there was a temporary ban on the social media platforms, which led to a student protest. And you know what happened in Nepal. And now there have been videos during the CJP protest where there were people who were violently saying that we are going to bring down the government, we are going to crash into the parliament, and we are going to create a Nepal kind of a situation. So all of this seems to be a very politically motivated situation, Uday. And you have seen that there are some entities like Greta Thunberg who also are talking about all this issue. So people who have absolutely no clue about what is happening in our country, I don't understand why they have to be given a platform, and how they can be speaking about this, and how our Prime Minister's video can be blocked. due to any technical fault. So this, I think, is a very deep conspiracy, and I think that a lot of people have a lot of vested interest, and they want this kind of a situation to blow up, and they want this unrest to happen all over the country. They want the students to be antagonized, and a lot of things are happening which are beyond our understanding, Uday. So this is very concerning.
All right, let me in fact quickly also ask you, Radlakshmi, about whether you believe accountability should be affixed. You know, should a mere apology be enough, or you believe there should be sterner action this time taken? Because many say that, you know, leeways are often given to these social media giants without clear accountability.
Yes, absolutely, Uday. They are definitely accountable to whichever country that they perform in. You just imagine that any country that a company is situated in, like for example, if say maybe your channel is allowed to broadcast in some other countries, then obviously you will have to follow certain laws. So any organization, any company has to follow the norms of the country in which they are situated in. So similarly, in our country, if some social media platforms are expected to be present, then I think that they should definitely follow norms. They cannot block out the Prime Minister's message, and that too a very sensitive one, at a time when there is a huge protest going on and when there is a violent situation. At that time, blocking out that the Prime Minister's message is absolutely unacceptable. So I think the social media platforms should definitely be taken to task, and there should be some norms set, and also the opposition also should wholeheartedly support this. Otherwise, I think that it is quite obvious that they want this kind of a situation to happen. And Uday, it is also very concerning, considering that, you know, I can't help going back to the time when Mr. Rahul Gandhi had spoken on international platforms saying that there is this death of democracy in our country, and what are the superpowers doing? I can't help but think that this is the kind of action that these superpowers are taking against our country, and they are looking for this kind of an anarchical situation so that there is a repeat of Nepal, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and all these kind of situations. They want this to happen so that there is a regime change. I can't help thinking that they are very desperately trying to bring about this kind of a regime change with the help of these social media platforms. And these platforms have to be answerable to the country in which they are performing. So I think that the government definitely needs to tackle this with an iron hand and not let go of these kind of situations easily.
All right, let me in fact quickly thank you there, Radlakshmi Joshi, for joining us with your perspective. Also thanks to Manohar, who joined us earlier. Now,